beautiful soul, welcome back to another video here on my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Natalie and this is Be a Free Spirit. My focus on this channel is to bring the unconsciousness to the light. So I focus a lot on the self-love, self-awareness, self-growth, anything to do with the self. So if that's something that interests you and you haven't already subscribed, then consider subscribing and joining the community. I have also launched personal readings. So if you're interested in seeing more of my energy and getting an in-depth reading, you can do so through my website. I offer a lot of different categories, but if you also just want a general check-in and just see what your guides basically have to say, then I offer just a general check-in reading. So yeah, but before we jump into the reading, just want to give the disclaimers as usual. If there's anything in this reading that doesn't resonate with you, it could be that message wasn't meant for you. This is a collective reading, so just trust that intuition. It will guide you whatever you need to know, and just trust what does resonate and leave what doesn't, okay? And another thing I'd like to add for my readings is every pick a card reading that I upload may not be meant for you at this point in your journey. So use your intuition when I upload and say, is this meant for my journey now? And if it's not, it's completely okay. But I trust you guys and your intuition. So think that about does all the disclaimers. So now with all that out of the way, we'll jump straight into the reading, which is all about, as you saw from the title, 6 months from now. Okay, so we're gonna get some just general information on what your life looks like six months from now and what you need to be doing or continue doing to be on that path. Okay, so let's jump into the reading by doing a close-up of the decks. And then I'll also be pulling some charms to just get some additional kind of last messages. So let's jump straight into the deck selection. All right, so here's a close-up of the decks. We have group 1. This is Flame Aura Quartz. This is group 2. This is Tree Agate. This is group 3. This is Peach Moonstone. And this is group 4. This is Honey Calcite. All right, so as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds to meditate with the piles, and then we'll jump straight into the reading. All right, I hope that gave you guys a moment to meditate with those crystals. Timestamps are listed down below for your group. All right, group 1, welcome to your reading. Let's jump straight into it and see what is going to be happening for you 6 months from now. Okay, the first thing we have is the 9 of Cups, wishes come true. So whatever you've been manifesting will definitely be in your life 6 months from now. Could be sooner, right? But everything that you're envisioning is definitely going to be in your future. Why? Because again, your thoughts manifest your reality, right? I say that probably so much. But it's because it is really the true principle of how manifestation works and how these different things come into our life. So yeah, whatever you've been dreaming of, a magical time, right? Things are going to come to you. And I would say be prepared for the unexpected too. I think a lot of like your wishes are coming true, but some more things will be coming that you wouldn't expect, or the things that you asked for may not appear in the way that you expect them to appear. So, but everything that you're wishing for is coming to you and then some. So just be open to receiving. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Look at that. Negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges. So I think what Spirit is saying here is, again, because of what I just said, your thoughts manifest your reality. I think this is almost like, remember, if you ever get into this energy, and it's really easy when you're working and manifesting, but things haven't actually come to fruition, right? When you plant those seeds and you labor all day in the garden with the fertilizer and making sure the soil is set and you know, and making sure the watering system, like you spend a lot of time like planting new plants, right? Or new flowers, and it takes a lot of time to water them and fertilize them and make sure there's no pests on them, right? And all that. And so it can feel really hard to be in a feeling of abundance, right? Because all you see is just a little leaf, right? And it's like, that's supposed to give me like, you know, all this food, what? Right? But that's the thing is, I don't know why that metaphor came through that way, but Spirit is just saying like, this journey is long, right? And sometimes manifesting things can take longer than others. And I think things will kind of start to appear throughout your path, because that's the thing, right? Is if Spirit just gave us everything, we would never appreciate the journey. And so along the journey, you learn experiences, right? And you kind of dream too about like how you want your life to evolve and change. So Spirit gives you things kind of throughout your path and not just all at once, because if you got it all at once, then yeah, that would be a pretty hard path to walk, right? And I don't think a lot of people would do it. But Spirit gives you things so that you know that you're on the right path and things that you're ready for, right? So I'm just hearing that. So because again, the negative thoughts can manifest your reality, right? So if you're thinking negatively and you're not thinking about what, you know, positively, right? I trust the universe. I know that what I speak will come into existence. Then really whatever you're thinking and speaking is going to be reality. So Spirit is just more reminding you here that if you're ever in this mindset, just remember that this is a mindset of fear. This is a mindset of impatience, right? And it's just understanding that planting those little plants does take a lot of time. But when you nurture them, they grow up, and then you never have to do that amount of nurturing again, right? Because the baby is grown up and it can take care of itself now and it bears fruit back to you, right? So yeah, that's just what I'm hearing. 6 months from now, so much to celebrate, right? Like dreams are coming true. Like a lot of good things are going to be happening for you. And like I said, they're going to be peppered in. So it's not going to be like, oh, you have to wait 6 months for your life to be good. No, like notice all the great things starting to come now, because they will, but there's going to be a lot more time to celebrate, right? You're going to have a lot of good things coming, especially 6 months from now. You're going to be just, it looks like in this energy, right? Just kind of like dancing and just really flowing, being so like having so much gratitude for what Spirit has given you. Wow. Yes. And then we have the Five of Wands. Yeah. So walk away from drama, right? So being kind of conflicted with what others think. And I think that's just kind of what Spirit is saying here. Like just kind of almost, I guess, I feel like these are kind of like caution messages, right? Like know that, maybe I'll kind of separate them in that sense. Like Spirit is like cautioning you almost of being like, hey, just be aware of these mindsets and these behaviors, because you're on the right track. And as long as you're working and facing like whatever, you know, comes your way, these mindsets that come your way, and you break those down, the more things are going to come to you and quicker. Okay. So I think that's kind of Spirit's giving you two little messages here on what's happening, you know, for you in 6 months. We have Eight of Swords, the illusion of entrapment. Exactly. So it looks like we have a lot of like fear-based illusions here. That Spirit is just saying, Spirit is recognizing that you've worked through a lot of these mindsets, which is why good things are already manifesting for you, right? This is energy that is currently manifesting for you. So you're working on these mindsets, but there is some fear mindsets around money, around what others think of you, so like the ego, and also around like feeling trapped, right? So you definitely need to observe those mindsets in your life and just see what is causing those, right? And that's kind of working with your ego and being able to break that down. Because when you break those like fear walls down, you offer more space for gratitude and for things to come for you, like come, you know, into your life. So that's what Spirit is saying with that. So just be aware of the mindsets that are coming up that make you feel limited or that are out of fear, okay? Because they're all fear driven, they're all ego based and not higher self based, where, you know, you want to get to this point, right? You don't want to be stuck in this ego energy. Yeah. Look at that. The Hanged Man awakening, right? Like that's the thing is we go through many like awakening moments in our life. Like it's gonna be, I think what's gonna happen is, I feel like when you really break down this ego, it's gonna be kind of a little bit of a shock. I think you're gonna feel maybe disconnected, right? Because if you are, you know, trying to stop caring what people think, it's gonna show through your actions, right? And the way that you present yourself in your energy, because your vibration has risen, right? And so that's the thing is, you may have like a hard time kind of being like, whew, okay. But Spirit is trying, like I said, trying to make space. I think Spirit is making sure that you're making the space mentally, emotionally, however it resonates in your life, to allow abundance to come through, to allow gratitude to come through, because it's really hard to see all these beautiful things in your life already and be in that frequency when, you know, a lot of stressors are happening and anxiety and depression. It's really hard to get into those mindsets, and it's understandable, right? So it's understanding why those mindsets are occurring and getting to the root, right? So, but that's the thing is, you're gonna be going through this whole transformation cycle, right? Like, and I think we're gonna learn a little bit more through the oracle cards, but that's already a lot so far. Wow. Yeah, I love how Spirit kind of separated that. That is pretty beautiful, because yeah, you have a lot of great things coming. So let's keep seeing what we got. We got Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Okay, so like everything is happening in divine timing, right? Everything is like a plan. And so that's what Spirit is saying here, right? Is know that like the timing of this is literally perfect, because what you're going to be working on is kind of figuring out the root of these mindsets so you can make this space for abundance to come into your life. Oh, excuse you. Because like she's wearing like a red dress, and so red is always like the root chakra, right? And that's what you kind of think about when you see, why do I, you know, live out of fear? That's usually based out of that root chakra. And so it's really figuring out, you know, what is holding you back, because everything is happening as it needs to. So just allow it to unfold. Don't try to rush through things. Just keep working on these mindsets and just keep moving forward. But know, if you do that, you're walking into the right path. Okay, that's what the Spirit's saying. It's in divine timing. Deep, quiet meditation and stillness. Okay, again, making space, right? I think that's pretty huge when you're really working with your energy, is making the space to kind of allow yourself to work with your ego on these thoughts, right? If you're busy and you have a lot going on in your life, you don't have the mental or emotional space to really break down, why am I having anxiety right now? That is really hard to do. But if you're in a more, you know, relaxed and still state, you're able to say, okay, fear is coming up. Okay, why is this fear coming up? Well, because of this. Okay, cool. You know, you can work through it a lot easier. So Spirit is saying, put yourself in a space where you can have that peace of mind and that quiet, and allow that space to come into your life so that you can work through these mindsets, okay? And then we have the Watchers, transpersonal. What I'm really getting with this is you're you have a lot of people, I think, who watch you, which is why you're really conflicted with how people feel about you, or you feel watched, right? And you feel like people judge your every move, which is why you feel trapped too. It makes sense kind of why this energy is cycling, is you feel like you're being watched. And that could be the case, right? People are fascinated with what you do, right? Or they're just, your energy just draws them in for some reason, right? But the point is who else is watching you is your guides in a way that they can help. So as you're navigating these different mindsets, ask your guides for clarity, ask for a sign, ask for whatever, however you ask and talk to the universe and your guides, really call upon them, right? It's a prayer. It's, hey, Spirit, can you, play me a song, kind of help me figure out what I need to figure out, right? And like, shuffle like on something, right? Like whatever it is for you, but allow Spirit to be like the one who's watching and supporting you, right? Because if other people are gonna always kind of be in your energy field, then that might not be something you can completely get away from, right? I did feel that with like the deep quiet card, is like you may not have the environment where you can completely be still, and it's really just about making some type of space however you need to adapt it to your environment. But if you are just going to be surrounded by a lot of people and it's not truly something you can escape, again, it's kind of like your environment doesn't trap you, right? Like you definitely feel trapped and just feel like in this cycle, but your environment doesn't trap you. It's really a state of mind. It's kind of like being still among thorns type of thing, right? Like, yeah, there's thorns everywhere, but you can still find a peace of mind, or right, being able to meditate in the middle of New York, right? It's just, it really is truly a state of mind the more you work on it. And so it's like, you just have to allow the space, right? So you make the space relaxing or whatever so that you can call in that energy, right? So yeah, that's what I'm getting with the Watcher's card. And then the last one we have is Me Talks, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Exactly. You need, and that's funny because I was thinking like, sometimes if you don't have like environment wise, right? Like you can't be alone. One place that always is a very spiritual place is a bath, right? Connecting with water, connecting with kind of that intuition, right? Allowing yourself to enter this space of quiet. That's where you can create the space with candles and, whatever the case is. And, if you're like me, I actually don't have a bathtub. I have just a shower in my apartment. And so I do different things to make the experience as, bath-like as possible. And so you just do what you have to do with your environment to make it work. It's all about the intention. Okay. And so that's the thing, is your body, your mind, and your spirit needs a detox, right? Oh. So yeah, that's what Spirit is saying, is make the space for your environment, no matter what you have to do, because you do need to clear out this energy and kind of, again, open that space. I can't stop saying that because that's really just what keeps coming through, is having the space. I think it's a pretty clear message lately that I keep seeming to say. And so I think Spirit is just really trying to communicate with us that we have to make the energy, we have to make space for new energy to come in. We're not, advanced enough to be able to take on all of these different new energies. It's hard to anchor new energies when you still are holding on to old energies that don't even help you, right? So, but this is so far what's coming in 6 months. So I know it can seem a little like, oh, man, there's still so much work, but Spirit is really trying to tell you here, no. I think what is going to happen is, again, once you clear on these mindsets, you have like another awakening. Well, where all of a sudden you're like, again, you're going to feel kind of raw, is kind of the word, right? And like raw, in the sense of like, it's kind of just new and there's not like a lot of established things yet. But you're also going to all of a sudden understand the power that you possess, because you're going to fill the space, right? Yeah. And so then it's like you're becoming the genie, because you're going to understand that magician energy, right? So let's see, what more could you be focusing on to kind of help to like kind of more how to kind of attract this abundance to you quicker, right? What more can you do to kind of move along this process? So let's see what Spirit has to say. We have all is connected, the divine matrix. Everything happens in divine timing. That's what Spirit is saying. For this situation specifically, Spirit doesn't, there is divine timing for this, okay? So there's nothing else that you need to do besides being aware of these mindsets, okay? I just wanted to make sure Spirit wasn't saying like, okay, there's some things we need to work on. Spirit is saying like, again, I think you've worked on these mindsets, but I think they still appear a lot, right? Which is understandable because that's been our default, right? But becoming aware of these and working with these is kind of what Spirit wants you to do, right? So all is connected, right? So again, all is happening in divine timing. Everything is woven as it needs to be. So just trust that the universe is going to bring you all of these amazing things. So make the space for it so Spirit can bring it to you. And again, like I said earlier, it's not going to come in ways that you expect, and it will come along this journey. So don't feel like I have to go through like another 6 months of like shadow work and nothing is going to come. No, it's just that there's more in order to get kind of the grand like prize here, right? Making the space for all of these amazing things to come into your life that need more amount of space and the right timing, right? So, wow. And then we have transformation, awakening and transformation, right? Like, just trust what is happening. Again, it's the caterpillar and the butterfly, right? Like as we were talking about like the garden, it's really being able to look within and be able to say, okay, I'm changing these, I'm focusing on this, and you will awaken and transform into a person that you are like, what? I didn't expect this. This was all a surprise, but your higher self is guiding you, right? Your guides are watching you. And we have the journey, right? This is a journey. This is a long journey that you're on, and Spirit is very aware, right? And she's not on a fast animal. It's like a deer, I think. Yeah, like a little baby deer. So it's like, this isn't a fast journey. And yeah, this is over like a 6-month period, right? But know that in 6 months, you're going to be in a place that is completely different from right now, okay? 6 months is a long time. Okay, and so a lot can happen. And so that's the thing, is it is a journey, but it's gonna be a journey well spent, because that's half of the experience, is journeying to the destination, right? And red garden. Yeah, so red garden in the sense of that root chakra, you know how I was talking a lot about the garden analogy earlier, which now that makes sense with this card here, because yeah, it really is like that, right? The red garden, they're talking about the root chakra. There's some mindsets that come from your root chakra, which is usually like derived from childhood usually. So, you know, think about that and take it as it resonates. But that's what Spirit is saying, is there's some things to clear up in your root chakra. You're going to plant those seeds for a healthy garden foundation for all your chakras to be in sync. And then you're going to blossom, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. All right. Lastly, let's get some charms to just kind of get some last messages from Spirit on what's gonna happen for you in 6 months, okay? So focus on that. Okay, so we have yin and yang. These are kind of a little hard to see because they're kind of small, but yin and yang, balance, right? You're gonna be in balance, right? And that's kind of what you're working on right now, is being more in balance with kind of your higher self and these kind of shadow aspects of yourself, right? So you're going to be in balance. You're going to be at peace, right? And that's what you're going to be working on, is deep quiet. You're going to be at peace. You're going to be traveling or being connected somehow to other people around the world, maybe starting your light work, right? However that resonates. But I do see like a mermaid, yeah, like kind of wisdom, right? Divine wisdom. As you're awakening, you're unlocking all of this wisdom that is ancient, right? Ancient soul wisdom that's going to be unlocking when you have the space for it. And the owl, right? Wisdom. Yep, wisdom. Butterfly, obvious, right? Transformation that's going to be happening. Angel wings, you're being divinely guided, okay? You're being protected. You're being watched by your angels in a way that they're here to support you. So don't be afraid to ask for their help. And then we have love or duality, right? So maybe possibility of a new relationship, or the kind of just intensity of a relationship deepening because there's more emotional space available. So overall, this is your message for what's gonna happen over the next 6 months and where you'll be 6 months from now. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this message. Leave me a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next reading. All right, group 2, welcome to your reading. This tree agate is seriously so beautiful. And when I was meditating with your crystal, I definitely got the feeling of like a lot of grounding with so many like really strong roots, right? In other words, like really strong foundation. So I have a feeling like definitely over the next 6 months and 6 months from now, you're gonna have some really strong roots and foundations. So I'm curious to see what that has to, you know, what is kind of involved in that within the cards. But I got that specifically for your group, but it's a beautiful stone. So let's jump straight in then and see what's going on. We have the 9 of Pentacles, right? Like abundance, financial abundance. Yeah, because again, that roots, like you're really connected, especially to earth, right? Like this is a very heavy earth energy stone. So you're very connected to that abundance frequency 6 months from now. And you're gonna see it throughout like peppered in through the 6 months, right? So it's not like you're not gonna see anything and then bam, in 6 months, all of a sudden you're just gonna be abundant. Like this is gonna be coming to you, but you're gonna hit a really, you know, big peak 6 months from now, right? You're gonna be in this just energy of this, right? Of just feeling so abundant and so grateful. So be ready for that. And then we also have the 2 of Swords. So being kind of not wanting to make a decision, so just continue, I think, to be in balance is kind of what Spirit is saying here. This happened with group 1 too. Spirit wanted to kind of break this out a little bit by telling you what's happening 6 months from now, but what you need to kind of focus on to be on this right path. So I guess Spirit's doing that for you guys too. So just make sure you're in balance, right, with kind of what you're wanting, making sure that you're manifesting and kind of sticking to that, right? Because if you keep changing your vision or keep changing your idea, then it's not really being clearly communicated to the universe, okay? So that's just what I'm getting. It's just be aware of that, okay? Make sure that you're really thinking about what you want to manifest so that you can allow that to come into your life, okay? But definitely you're right now on the path to receiving so much abundance. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so just kind of filling in your power, right? You're gonna be really filling in your power 6 months from now. And I think you already do. Like, again, I think you've been kind of working on these roots and stuff for a while now. But they're gonna be really solidified, right? And you are in this kind of strong energy of being empowered and being in your power, right? But in a very like, kind of independent way, but still graceful, you know? Like Wands energy is a little fiery, but I definitely get grace because then you have like the 9 of Pentacles, right? Very, very graceful. So definitely that's gonna be what's happening for you in 6 months, transformation. You're gonna be going through a huge transformation. Yeah, like so you'll probably have a few like tower moments along the way. And that's the thing is, tower moments happen to clear out negative things. That doesn't mean like literally your whole life is gonna crumble down. It's some things might happen along this path to allow you to come into this energy, okay? So just allow that to happen and just know what is happening, okay? Now you have these insights to tell you, oh wait, okay, I know what is kind of falling apart right now is it's because it's not serving me and it doesn't serve what I'm manifesting. So I need to, you know, look at it and let it go. And then the last card we have is the 10 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so some things that you need to let go of, right? Kind of some thoughts, some mindsets that are gonna be popping up for you during the 6 month period. So again, little tower moments to make you aware of these kind of mindsets or these thoughts or kind of these behaviors, so that when you become aware of them and you bring that into balance, then you can walk away, right? With this card in reverse, Spirit's just saying you need to be able to walk away from that mindset and say, this no longer serves me, right? And it's a process, so you have to be patient, but that's definitely what you're going to be working on while these things are manifesting. Because that's the thing, is you put your thoughts out into the universe and the universe will go straight to work on it, right? And it will manifest in the 5D before it does in the physical one. And so time is very different, right? And so, but just know 6 months from now, it's going to be a whole different story. Okay, let's see what else Spirit has to say about it. We have benefactor, grace and generosity. Okay, yeah, see, because Queen of Wands is sometimes depicted as kind of more like serious, kind of more like fiery, but that's not what I got, right? I said like grace, because I really feel like that's the energy you're gonna be in. You're gonna be, and I think this is the balance that Spirit is like kind of telling you, like, get out of the unbalanced mindset, and it maybe has something to do with your confidence, the mindsets, and it has something to do with like your self-doubt and your self-worth. So work on like balancing that out, because this is the balance that you need. Like just this kind of woman's energy is like grace, right? She's very elegant and graceful. And then, you know, this energy is a little bit more fiery, right? And so that's, I think, what Spirit is saying, is this is a great balance, because fire, this like energy is kind of, she's a queen, right? So she can give to the people. She can be generous to the people with her fire energy. She'll stand up for the people if she needs to, right? And so that's what the card is saying, is be a benefactor of grace and kind of that fiery energy, and stand up for what you believe in, and believe in who you are, because that, it does say that, believe in yourself, right? Believe, and I think that's a lot to do with the mindset. It is I think like a self-doubt, right? Or just kind of, I don't know if I can do that, but Spirit is saying no. Understand that the balance that you're working with is going to have you in an energy of a leader, right? And people are going to really look up to you, and you're going to use that Wand's energy to be generous. You're not going to use it for power. I love that. And then we have the farther gate, bold step forward. Yeah, take a bold step forward. Yeah, again, there's going to be tower moments, and I think Spirit is saying, be bold. Okay, be bold with your decisions on how you react to that tower moment. You may have to walk away from situations that are causing you to be in the self-doubt mindset. Okay, I do think it is a lot of self-doubt, because there's a lot of blue here for that like throat chakra. So you're not speaking your truth. You're not being heard. You're not being the leader that you need to be, right? So you might need to walk away. So just take bold movements, right? And focus on you without thinking about how will so-and-so feel about this, right? It's no, what do you want to do? What is going to put you in this energy and the grace energy? Love it. All right, we have Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. Okay, yeah, definitely. So I think you're dealing with, yeah, you know, some kind of pain with kind of self-worth, right? That's definitely, I think, what's coming through. And so the Fool's Embrace is all about transmuting the pain of feeling maybe these feelings of I'm not worthy, to embracing the full mindset of I am worthy and I'm excited to learn, and it's okay that I don't know anything or I don't have a plan, but I'm still going to step forward, because that's what the full energy is about, is I'm going to step forward because it's exciting to go on a new adventure. It's exciting to experience all these things, right? So transmute your pain of what you're feeling, however you need to do that. And Fool's Embrace, this is a beautiful card. I think, this is an angel number. So I think it's also about allowing your guides to also help you. If you are feeling in an energy where it's like, you're feeling hurt and you don't know how to get out of this self-doubt, cycle, if that resonates, then work with your guides and have them help you overcome these thoughts and these mindsets. Spirit, how can I work with these mindsets? Make the space too for you to mentally kind of work with those thoughts. Love it. And then we have Crown Games, right use of power. Spirit, oh my God. Yeah, exactly what I said, right? Like, you are going to be a leader who's like has this kind of power, right? You're gonna have a lot of power over people, and you're gonna be in the energy of grace and generosity because you're gonna use that power for good. You're not gonna let it overpower you, right? So you're going to use it correctly in crown game. So a lot of abundance is going to come to you because you're going to be generous. The more you give back, the more you receive, right? So you're going to be stepping into your light work. So also be bold and step forward, knowing that you have a leadership opportunity, and believe in yourself and believe that there's a collective out there who you're meant to help, who's waiting for you to step forward, who's waiting for you to be bold and say, I mean, this is what I believe in. And they're going to be like, oh, no way, I do too, right? And they're going to think, oh my gosh, finally someone to help me feel not so lost. And you're going to be like, me? Yeah, you, okay? The sooner that you accept this is who your higher self is, and you dissolve this illusion that has been put on you by other people, by society, by whatever the case is, whatever has put you in this mindset of not feeling like you're good enough. Transmute that, disappear, because you got to step into this leader position. It's what you're destined to do. Dang, so 6 months from now, right? Like, you're gonna be in this leadership position, okay? And don't let it intimidate you, because again, Spirit is never gonna give you things you're not ready for. You're going to be ready for this, okay? And that's why Spirit is saying this is what you're clearing out so that you are ready for this. But no, you're gonna have a lot of, people who look up to you 6 months from now, and you're gonna use that power really just generously. Yeah, I just see being like just the nicest, like, here's some money, like just in that sense of the storybook type of thing, right? Like a king donating, all of his riches to his people, right? It's just that you care and you'll fight for what's right. Home in the sky. Yeah, so this is kind of about really like your physical reality can sometimes impact how we feel about ourselves, or just kind of how things happen in general, but really it's about kind of being in the right state of mind, right? And so you can be in the mindset of abundance or self-positivity if you make this space for it, and realize that no matter where you go, you are always gonna be with you type of thing, right? I think that's like what I'm getting is you're going to be building a lot of like self-assurance and self-confidence and eliminating self-doubt, because that's what leaders have to possess, right? You have to possess this self-confidence. I know that I can help people, because it doesn't come from the ego like I'm better than anyone. It comes from I want to help people, and I'm passionate, and I want to do it, and I know how, and that's all that it's about, right? And so that's the thing is, you have to make yourself like your own home, right? And so working with yourself and making sure that you have a strong foundation of self is going to allow no matter where you drift, you're going to be at home in that sense, right? You're going to be just at peace with yourself. You're going to feel like you just love being with yourself. Yeah, it's what I'm seeing. It's the words aren't coming out very clearly, but I hope you get what I'm trying to translate. So yeah, the picture is really beautiful to describe it too. We have my dear friend. Okay, so I think connecting more to your inner child will help you step into this fool's embrace, okay? And there might be some healing that you also need to do with your inner child. Maybe that's where some of this comes from, right? But these cards are kind of saying like, what can you do, right, to kind of help with this? And so this is just a very youthful energy, right? She's on this deer. And so I think Spirit is just saying, if there's any healing that needs to be done, it's almost saying like, my dear friend, my dear younger self, right? My dear inner child. And it's whether you need to go heal your inner child, or you just need to connect with your inner child, okay? Because that will allow you to kind of step into this fool's embrace energy and allow you to transmute the pain, okay? Children just have that natural kind of ability to just heal and see the world through such a different lens than the ego adult does. So it's beautiful. All right, we have Rose Garden. You know what I'm getting with this is like this card is kind of similar. Like you're in a place, I think, right now where it's like you've done a lot of work on yourself, right? you've done a lot of emotional work. You're open to being vulnerable with people, but there's still some like walls up, right? Because like this picture, it's a little hard to see, but the top of her head is like kind of like crystal spikes kind of looking, and she's just in general like kind of just gives you that vibe of kind of like if you touched her like could explode, right, type of thing. And like rose garden too, think about like a rose, like still open and still like available, but if you get sometimes too close or you know the wrong thing, there's that wall, that thorn, right? And so that's kind of what Spirit is saying, is you want to be the full energy is someone who is truly vulnerable, right? Someone who is truly willing to put themselves out there, because that is the mindset of I'm ready for anything, right? And so if you need to work through kind of that vulnerability, I think that also comes with self-doubt, right? I think it could be, I just don't want to show people who I am, right? What if they don't like me? What if, I'm not good enough? What do you mean all these people are going to follow me? Me? What are you talking about? Right? But it's like, you need to realize that being vulnerable and sharing your stories and sharing your growth is what is going to put you in this amazing, powerful position where you can help people do the same. It is really hard to be vulnerable because society has taught us nothing but vulnerability is a weakness. And so roses are beautiful, but you don't want walls to be up when you're trying to create this connection, right? And so that's the thing, is Spirit needs you to dissolve this ego-based illusion that then kind of trickles down, right, into kind of this painful, just I'll poke you if you get a little too close, and you don't want to be in that space, right? You want to allow your energy to be completely vulnerable and open, because that's what the people will need, right? You'll heal the collective and you'll help the collective with that energy. It's just totally what I'm getting, which is really beautiful. And then we have the gift, okay? You have a gift, and if you don't know what it is, you're going to in time, okay? You have a gift that's going to help people, and I think your gift, you really help people feel like they can do anything, because I think you have maybe I don't think that's the right word. You've gone through trauma in your life that has kind of caused you to not feel stable, right? Because you have the root chakra represented here. And so you really are going to speak a lot of vulnerability through like not feeling stable, right? And you're going to tell people like, I understand, okay? I get it. Okay, you have a gift of, I think you're definitely an empath. Like you have a gift of understanding and just kind of speaking directly to people's hearts. That's just like kind of what it is, because it's a root chakra, but it's also kind of like, I see like a heart, like, so it's like you speak almost directly to people's hearts, and that's like your gift, right? Is when you speak and you share your truth and you share your vulnerability, people are just moved and inspired, and you may not realize that, right? It may sound like you're like, that's bullshit. Just, this is what Spirit is saying, okay? When you're in this illusion, it's hard to see your potential, but Spirit is showing you in multiple cards, okay, what you possess. Wow. And I think there's more to your gift, right? That you'll kind of see that, isn't coming clear, but I definitely kind of get that sense, right? You're just going to be able to connect with people in a way that people are just going to be really drawn into, because they're going to just tell that it's authentic. It's just direct, like soul to soul connection. And that's what, like your collective is meant to do, right? When you connect with your collective and the people you're meant to help, they're going to be really drawn to your energy, right? So, and drawn to your gift and the healing that you were going to provide. Ooh, it's insane. All right, and then we have day and night, being in balance, and also almost like, this is almost being in balance of kind of the masculine and feminine energy, okay? Because we have the moon and the sun here. And so that's the thing, is when we did talk about like grace and kind of being in this fire energy, you can kind of look at that as like the divine and the masculine energies. And we're just talking about having a balance with both within you, right? Because the masculine energy provides some of that let's go, right? And it's And that masculine energy provides a lot of like passion, right? Like definitely wanting to rise with the sun and let's get stuff done. And so having that energy balanced with the nurturing and, you know, really loving nature of the feminine energy, you have the balance again needed to be the leader that people are in need of right now. So it's about being balanced with both like the day and night, right? And so talking about those both energies, divine masculine being the sun, right? And divine feminine being the moon. So also working with those energies can help you feel more in balance as well, and help you also face, you know, what you're dealing with. And then the last card we have is secrets. Yeah, so like holding on to your secrets, like in fear of like, what will people think if I say this, right? Like I can't let people know, I'm the only one who holds the key. But being, again, vulnerability is what is a big part of how people are going to be like, wow, that's amazing. Are going to be inspired by the struggles you've went through in your life. Okay. Yeah, that was beautiful. Lastly, let's get some charms then of what is going to be happening for you in 6 months. Because I mean, overall, Spirit is just saying you're going to be in a leadership position in 6 months, right? And just kind of giving you kind of a path on what's kind of happen over that 6 month period. All right, Spirit, last messages for group 2. What's going to happen in 6 months? Okay. We have pumpkin, okay, which is kind of around that season, right? So, but I see this more as harvesting, right? Like harvesting everything that you're going to be working for. The 9 of Pentacles, right? We talked about a lot of abundance is going to be coming to you. So harvesting what you've been working on, and that's fall is that energy of like abundance, right? And harvest and all that. And so that's definitely going to be the case. We also have a turtle. So you could be traveling, right? And again, kind of figuring out some of your healing could be through water. Yeah, you kind of do get that because it looks like she's almost like, I don't know, there is a water energy to this card. But I also think, I think it's more about, think about turtles are very wise and just slow flowing with the water. And I think that's kind of what Spirit is saying is, again, don't rush or be in fear of what is to come. Just flow with the cycles, okay? Spirit is never going to give you things you're not ready for and never going to rush things, okay? You don't need to be the rabbit, okay? There's no rabbit here. There's just flowing, because I mean, turtles are majestic, okay? So I think it can be both things. You could be healing through water. You could be going on a vacation where there is connecting with water, right? Or it is the animal spirit of a turtle, right? So I think take that as it resonates for you. We have a foot. So, I mean, I do see travel. Yeah, I definitely see like some of you are going to be traveling to kind of be bold and step forward, right? To kind of just continue your journey, to get introspection. It's just going to be part of what you do. For some of you, you're going to be like traveling like motivational speakers. I did see that. So for some of you, that's going to be the case, but there's just definitely going to be some travel. Okay. And so it might be part of your transformation. You're just gonna have to take it as it resonates. We have a tree, right? So with springtime, I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be coming to the surface, right? And so again, little tower moments that are going to be coming, but you're going to kind of see like almost like your tree of life, right? Where you're going to be like, the more space you make and the more that you nurture your tree of life, those beautiful flowers are going to blossom, right? And those pentacles are going to blossom, right? And so that's what's going to be happening in 6 months again, like blossom, right? A lot of harvest. So there's going to be a lot of abundance here. We also have 2 girls here, so kind of some feminine energy. You know, I did get with my dear friend, but I wasn't, the message was coming stronger for youthful energy, but I think this is actually for now some of you, connecting with your friends, okay? Connecting with, you know, empowering feminine energies who make you feel in balance, because maybe you flow more through your masculine energy, right? And you have a harder time connecting with your feminine energy, which would make sense. And so it's like maybe that's bringing you into balance as well as connecting with both kind of energies and having that balance in your life and encouraging that, right? So I'm definitely getting that, because we also have owl for wisdom, right? And we kind of talked about that, like with the turtle, right? Some really deep wisdom from your soul, right? That you're going to be getting as you're going through basically all these tower moments. You're going to get a lot of, I think, intuition downloads, more about your gift too. So when I'm talking about your gift and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, you're gonna know, okay? It's gonna be coming. The more space that you make and the more that you're not leading with your ego, the more of your soul like wisdom is going to appear to you, okay? And then we have the unicorn. Yeah, so I think believing in magic, right? Believing that things are possible, believing that when these tower moments happen, they're for a reason. It is not because spirit is being like, I mean, you're not doing what we want you to do, okay? No, believing that anything is possible and miracles and magic does happen, right? And that you truly are meant to be this leader, okay? You have to believe this is possible. That is totally what the unicorn is saying, is believe this is possible and love yourself, right? Because we talked about that with the secrets, right? Like, you can't lock your heart up, okay? You can't lock your heart up. You need to be vulnerable. That is what is part of your light work. Wow, yeah, overall, this is really beautiful group too. So definitely let me know what you think about this, but you're gonna have a lot of abundance coming to you and a lot of power too coming to you, empowerment, right? Over the next 6 months. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think down below, and leave me a like and a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right, group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's jump straight into it and see what's going on 6 months from now. All right, we have the Ace of Swords. Wow. Brilliant ideas, okay? So but what Spirit is saying is some of the ideas that you have right now to manifest some of your like desires, or basically just what you're wanting, right? Needs some refinement. And let's kind of see what else Spirit has to say with that. Because yeah, my first kind of intuition that I got was the brilliant ideas that you have are actually going to bring a lot of success. Okay, you're in the right direction. I think there's just some tweaks that need to be made, but let's see what that is. Or there's just like an obstacle. Oh, look at that. Ace of Wands, an amazing opportunity. Okay, so you're going to be getting, oh, I see. So maybe it's more, opportunity is going to be presented to you in 6 months, or within 6 months as well. Maybe in 2 months, because there's 2 here. But an opportunity is going to be presented to you, and I think you're not going to want to at first, because it's not going to be in alignment with your idea. But Spirit is saying it's going to be an opportunity that's going to bring you amazing things, okay? So definitely consider that, because that's what I'm getting, and this is over the next 6 months for sure. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to be working really hard over the next 6 months, right? You're going to be working to basically get yourself to the Page of Wands, right? In this deck, the dragon's all grown up and the tree is like really big, right? And he's all grown up. And so with the aces here, you're doing a lot of planning and a lot of investment over this next 6 months. And just know that it is really gonna pay off, okay? Because like I said, when I first pulled that card, all I saw was, yeah, like just abundance, power, being within what you need to be in, okay? Your thoughts and ideas are on point, and they are, but Spirit has a better way, and they're gonna show you, okay? So don't, you know, fret, like, well, what do I need to do to change my plans? Spirit's gonna present the opportunity to you, okay? So when opportunities are presented, just use your intuition and see which one is guiding you. The Emperor, yeah, take charge of a situation, yeah. And I think it's about when this opportunity becomes presented, right? It's okay. So when these different opportunities, because I'm actually getting, maybe you'll get a few opportunities. So that's why you have to really use your intuition and see which one is calling to you, because you get to make the choices here, right? But Spirit's going to be presenting an opportunity, and it's going to be a bold choice, right? And like that Emperor energy is like a bold choice too, making like, making like a really big decision. And it can be like really scary to like accept something that would maybe be, again, not in alignment with what you thought it was gonna be, but just go with it, because it's, again, gonna put you in this kind of place of power, right? Of empowerment. of being like within your own, being like, oh man, because I mean, look at this is actually kind of cool. Like you have the Ace of Swords, right? And it's a little boy who's about to pull the sword, and then look at this Emperor. He's got like a sword that's like glowing, like he's on top of it, right? And so that's kind of the energy of what you're kind of, I guess, building right now, right? And you're gonna harvest those rewards. And then the Chariot. Yeah, see, the thing is you're gonna be working over the next 6 months to bring all this to you, right? And so, but what I'm getting is it's not that it's all just work. I think with the Chariot, because you're gonna be really working diligently, Spirit is gonna be also rewarding you along the way. It's not like Spirit expects you to just work and all of a sudden you're just gonna step into this Emperor energy, right? Like Spirit's gonna help give you resources and things that you need to continue. Again, giving you an opportunity that's gonna elevate your situation, okay? Wow. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. We have Eye of the Needle, intentionality. Yes, like what's your intention, right? So I think that's what they're saying with the idea. Like with what you want to do, you know, again, Spirit is gonna offer an opportunity that's gonna solve some of the things that need to be refined, right? They're gonna give you what you need to be in the right space. And so set your intentions with, I'm ready to receive what Spirit is giving, right? That will also give you the clarity on which opportunity is really the right one for you, right? So what is your intention with these different things? Because your intention really matters when you're manifesting, okay? And your intention matters in general whenever you're just trying to make these big decisions, right? What's your intention? Because this, if you're like, okay, my intention is, you know, I want to work really hard because I want to do this. And Spirit's like, great. Allow me to work, okay? Allow Spirit to also be the one building with you. I actually love that card to describe that, because that's the thing, is it's not like you're sitting here making all these coins yourself, okay? You're setting your intention. You're saying, Spirit, this is what I want. And Spirit's saying, great, let's do it, right? And they're helping you, okay? They're the other horse next to you riding along. They're not gonna just give it to you, right? But they're here along the journey to support you. Love that. And then we have overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Yeah, making space, right? Like I think you feel overwhelmed, I think, with everything going on, right? And especially, I'm sure the thought of being like, okay, got more ways to go, got new opportunities, right? It's gonna be a lot, right? And Spirit doesn't want you to feel overflowed, and that's why it's really important to analyze the opportunities that are coming, because you don't want to take too many, you know, and you want to make sure that you're kind of in balance, right? With the 2 wands, right? That and the Chariot, that you're in balance. Make sure that you're not overworking yourself, you're not adding too much to your plate, because over this next 6 months, a lot is going to be happening, okay? And a lot of things are going to be planted for you to reap those rewards. So in 6 months, you're gonna be reaping those rewards, everything that you're gonna be working on. Wow. And then we have the perfect storm, the courage to step into life. Yeah, so it's, again, it's taking an opportunity that you may be like, that's way different than what I thought. And it's scary, but it's gonna be everything that is gonna give you what you need, give you the empowerment that you need. And I kind of like it over the Emperor, because I feel like that makes sense, right? Like almost like he's like, it's kind of hard to see, but like the lightning's coming out of his sword, right? And there's just a lot of like divine wisdom going on here that if you don't already feel is gonna be really coming out as you're working through this journey. And we have empty well, time to replenish, okay? Time to replenish and take some time. You've been working too hard, and that's the thing is, again, you've been trying to work on your own, expecting like Spirit is gonna just, you know, sit back and let you do all the work. No, Spirit is here to help. All you have to do is ask. They will give you the things that you need to work through this. They are here to support you, okay? So if you're feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and you know, yeah, kind of feeling just like, oh, so drained, then it's time to replenish and get the support that you need, okay? This isn't a lone journey. You know, it's quick and speedy because you have support. All right, let's see what else Spirit kind of wants you to focus on over the next 6 months. We have like a bird. Look at that, perfect storm. being kind of free flowing, right? Like flowing with the changes and just being like, all right, I'm just gonna accept this, right? And 22 is an angel number as well. Also saying the higher perspective, I think that's a big thing, is as Spirit is bringing all these different things in your life, look at it from the higher perspective. Okay, this is happening for my truly greatest good, to get me to this abundance, right? To get me to this Emperor energy. And then we have, can you hear me? Okay, your voice is not being heard, right? You need to definitely speak your truth more. And so these different opportunities are going to be presented. For some of you, I'm getting just like a lot that it's like a new job, right? And it's going to be a job that maybe you wouldn't normally go for. Or it's kind of like, I don't know, something's going to show up, you know, and you're going to be like, I don't know, but that kind of intrigues me. And it's like, your voice is not being heard. You're not feeling empowered right now, right? This idea is not getting you the success, or not getting you the reach, or whatever, however it resonates, but you're needing to be heard, and that's not the case. And that's why Spirit is presenting this opportunity to you, right? So that you can have your voice be heard, because that's your light work, right? And I think you know that. We have the elixir of life, right? Time to replenish. Yes, the elixir, right? Make sure that you're bringing your soul, right? Like kind of the replenishment it needs, as well as your body and your mind, right? Mind, body, and soul. Like make sure that all are being replenished, and that you give them, it's almost to like spending some time having fun. I think that is an important thing. Is we're talking a lot about, you know, working hard, but Spirit doesn't want you to like give up your life and hustle, right? That's not what it's about. It's about, yeah, you work hard on this opportunity that's going to be presented, because it's going to get you where you need to go, and you know that it's going to bring you abundance, okay? But you also have to enjoy life. You also have to have fun. So I think both messages apply. So just take it as it resonates. And then we have listen. Can you hear me? So you definitely want to be heard, but also listen to the universe, okay? So listen, and then you'll be heard, right? Again, there's a lot of duality of working with your guides here. You know, your guides want you to reach out to them for help more often than you do. So listen to them, and they will hear you, right? You're like, can you hear me, Spirit? And they're like, we can hear you. You just gotta listen. Okay, so someone needed to hear that. So anyways, that is so far what we got. Let's pull some kind of just charms and just see some last messages from Spirit for your 6-month journey. All right, Spirit, last messages. Okay. We have an elephant, right? Like really, again, standing in your power and being so empowered that nobody can knock you down, right? But elephants also have a grace about them, right? Like just an ancient wisdom. And so that's the thing, is you're going to be having that duality. Oh, and look, we got yin and yang here too. So duality of kind of stepping into, is there that energy? Okay, I was going to say, stepping into that empowering energy. We also have a unicorn and a fairy and a mermaid. So that's a lot of like magical elements there. And so it's like believing in magic, right? Listening to the universe, saying, can you hear me, universe? This is what I want. And they're like, we can hear you. Believe it's possible now, okay? Because connecting to this magical energy and understanding that miracles and things are possible. The unicorn also represents the fast energy, right? Because there's unicorns also depicted in this card. And so you have the energy of things are going to be moving quickly, and over the next 6 months, a lot is going to be coming to you that you're not even going to see coming. It's going to be the perfect storm, right? Like, I think things will happen quickly and you're going to be like, whoa. And that's why Spirit is asking you right now to kind of empty your well and like replenish what you need, okay? We have 2 keys here. So it's almost like unlocking parts of yourself. That's what you're going to be doing. As you're going to be working on things, you're going to learn more things about yourself and get like more pieces to the puzzle, in other words, because there's 2 keys there. And I think that's all about self-reflection. You're like unlocking more of yourself, especially if you listen, right? If you listen to yourself, you listen to the earth, you listen to Spirit, you're going to get so many more answers to even more just with yourself, just in general, right? And then we have a globe. So you might be traveling, right? But I think it's kind of more about, you're going to be helping so many people, more people than you realize. And I think it's going to be people all over the world. So you're going to be reaching people in a lot of different ways. So be open to what's going to be coming, okay? And be open to other opportunities, because some of you might be relocating. It could be to Paris, but I think in general, or you could be traveling to Paris, but I think some of you could be relocating with this opportunity. So, and it could be like on the other half of the world, somewhere international, right? Where you've never been, depending on where you live, right? And so that could be the option for some of you, or you could be traveling. Just take it as it resonates. We have a starfish, a lot of like water energy here, right? And so again, we're talking about emptying your well here. And so I think it's about being gentle and not being like, okay, let's go, right? Because like seahorses kind of always give you that impression, like they're just so excited, right? And it's kind of like that horse energy of like fast, but it's, you can still be fast, but you still have to flow, right? Like you can still be fast, but you have to move with what's happening. You have to move with the storms, you have to move with the water, and Spirit is here to be alongside you the whole time, okay? And then the last one we have is the moon. So connecting more with the moon cycles, okay? The new moon, the full moon. Full moons are great for healing, okay? And new moons are great for manifestation. So as you're moving through this 6-month cycle, keep that in mind, because working with the moon is going to be really powerful for you, okay? Wow. Overall, this is what's going to be going on over the next 6 months and what's going to be occurring for you in 6 months. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think down below. And if you haven't already subscribed, then consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, group 4, welcome to your reading. This honey calcite is so beautiful, and honey is like one of my favorite things. All right, so let's jump straight into it and see what's going to be coming for you over the next 6 months, and also what your life is going to be like six months from now, and just see if Spirit will give us any clues. What the past couple of groups have been is it's kind of been more of what's going to be happening over the 6-month period, and then what's going to occur from everything that's going to be happening, basically. So let's jump straight into it. We have the Dreamer, a new start, trust yourself, okay? We have the King of Cups, okay? So being really within your intuition, right? And I think feeling, again, push your ego aside and allow basically that feeling of your inner child, of wonder, of intuition, of connecting to your emotions and following what you want, because it's gonna guide you down this path of, I mean, truly wonder, right? Let's keep going and see what else Spirit has to say. The Three of Wands. Yeah, abundance from past choices. So over the next 6 months, you're actually going to be gaining abundance, right? You're going to be kind of already stepping into this power. I think, yeah, it's kind of almost what I've gotten is you've actually went into this dreamer mindset like recently. And now you're kind of be coming into all these kind of new parts of yourself, right? You're going to be a lot more intuition. Your intuition is going to be a lot more in tune. You're also just going to be a lot more in tune with your emotions, right? You're just going to feel really emotionally like abundant, and also just emotionally like intelligent, right? You're just going to feel like you really understand your own emotions and can really understand other people. And so it's really going to serve you in that sense. And again, you're going to be gaining abundance that you've planted a long time ago. Beautiful. Six of Wands, victory. Yeah, exactly, right? You've put in a lot of work already, so it's time to reap some of those rewards, and they may come in ways that you don't expect. So be open to that as well, but it's definitely victorious, okay? It's going to be a victorious next 6 months for you. A lot is going to be coming your way. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So letting others help you and having more fun, okay? That's what Spirit is saying, is you're about to reap a lot of rewards, but you don't need to work so hard in order to do that, right? You need to now let loose and enjoy the victory that you have basically planted for yourself, okay? Because over the next 6 months, there's a lot to gain, but there's still going to be things that you're working towards, right? So you just have to remember to always be in this balance of working towards your passions, but also celebrating. It should be something that is a balance in your everyday life, okay? That you celebrate what you already possess or how far you've come or whatever the case is. And then you also go after your passions and your dreams, right? This is beautiful energy. And then we have the Hermit. Wow. Time spent in solitude. Yeah, I think spend some time kind of clearing your energy, right? Like stop working so hard and just allow some space to come back to you. That's kind of more what it's about is you've been working so hard on this, your soul mission, right? And working hard for maybe other people, right? And all these different things. Like you've been working really hard, but you haven't been spending enough time with yourself, like just giving yourself what you need and what you want. So it's time to have some fun and to invest in yourself. So do whatever you want to do. You don't have to, go on, okay. It's more just about finding your inner light and letting it shine, right? Because you've been so busy, but you need to celebrate how far you've already come and how much further you're going, right? And then we have the World in reverse. Yeah, so it's in reverse because there's even more things that you're kind of going through, right? There's more things that need to be released. There's more things that you're working through. And so a lot of things are coming to you, right? And all you need to do right now is allow that space now to come back to you, because what Spirit is saying is what's going to occur is coming back to you, you're going to more easily see what is not serving you, okay? What you don't want to be part of this vision that you're building for yourself. And then you're gonna be able to let it go, okay? And doing that will allow you to fully step into this world energy, okay? Yeah, exactly, that's beautiful, wow. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say. We have Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Exactly, moving out of this kind of go, 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 let's work so hard, because there's a lot of Wands energy here. And so that's the thing, is you've been working really hard, and yet you feel like it's been stagnant. So if you haven't seen any like fruits of your labor come through, they're about to, so be ready. But you move out of the stagnation by making space for yourself, okay? By making space for yourself to continue down this path and allow new things to come to you. Absolutely. Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Oh man. All right, so for some of you, you do need to go internal and, kind of spend just some time alone and in stillness, just to kind of recoup from the busyness that you've been doing. So just take it as it resonates, but that's just beautiful, because it's more about you've already stepped again into this kind of renewing energy, right? And it's going to be a journey, and new things will be revealed as you go through the path, right? So, but you're going through this renewal process right now with the Dreamer. And like I said, you're already in it. And so just know this is kind of all along the path. And what's at the end is the world, right? Like when you reach, like in 6 months, you're going to be a completely different person, right? In 6 months, you're going to be this world card where you're just so abundant and so sure of yourself, and everything is just feeling just so amazing around you, and you're gonna be like, what? So walk through that garden. We have Jeweled Wed, connectivity. So being connected more to your guides. And I did get that with this card, so it's a little hard to see, but back here behind the gate is an angel, and he's kind of just watching the Dreamer, being like, I support you. And so that's kind of what I'm getting for your guides, is all these things are kind of appearing to you, right? And I think Spirit is wanting to give more and communicate more with you. So spend some more time connecting with your spirit guides, okay, and your spiritual team, because they're gonna help you along this way. They're also gonna help give you like clarity too. So they are saying like, kind of see them more, right? And definitely interact, because they're here to make this process easier, not harder. And then we have Deep Diver, diving into a task. Okay, so you definitely have no problem going after those ambitions, right? So that's the thing, is I think what Spirit is saying is there's nothing wrong with deep diving into something and really working hard, But you don't want to like constantly be deep diving all the time and be exhausting yourself, right? So one thing Spirit's saying, another thing Spirit is saying is also like deep diving within yourself, right? So there may be more things that you're going to be discovering about yourself throughout this dreamer journey, right? Like this path that you're on right now over the next 6 months, which makes sense because that's what the dreamer energy is about, is I'm open to anything new exciting opportunities and adventures, right? And so maybe you're deep diving and seeing, okay, what's more part of, you know, parts of me, what do I want to walk towards, right? What do I want to wander towards? And it's like, so take it as it resonates. I think it could kind of go both ways, right? Where it's just make sure that you're using the energy of, okay, so make sure that you're using your energy wisely when you decide to dive, right? Because diving takes a lot of energy in general, right? It takes a lot of mental energy, emotional energy, and physical energy. And so it's like when you're diving, make sure that you're choosing those diving experiences thoughtfully, right? And so that's the thing, is don't deep dive into everything that you do. Make it count. That's what Spirit's saying. So spend that time deep diving into yourself. Spend that time deep diving into one particular thing, not so many where you feel overwhelmed, right? Love it. Okay, let's see what all Spirit has to say. Final messages. We have Sleeping Beauty's dream. Okay, so continuing to basically dream what you want into existence, okay? Because that's kind of what's going to be happening throughout this dreamer mindset, right? Is you're going to be so open to things in your life that a lot of things are going to come to you in ways that you wouldn't expect, okay? You may also get communications from your guides through your dreams and getting that as well. But I think it's more just about realizing that your thoughts have gone in a positive way, right? You're on such a beautiful track right now. So allow yourself to have your own space, and maybe it's about taking a nap, right? Self-care. So, but it's more just about taking care of yourself, right? And you're building this kind of beautiful kingdom within yourself, right? And that's kind of what it's about. You're coming into this really highly emotional and intuitive soul. And so that's what you're building. Wow. Yeah, I love that analogy. And that goes a couple of ways. So I love it. We have protective nest. You're protected by your guides, okay? And they're here to help you. And they're here to offer you more help than you're like giving or taking from them. Right? They're here to offer way more help than you take. And so they're trying to say, please realize we're here to protect you and help you. So ask for help more often. We're here to help. And then we have Queen Bee. That's funny, honey calcite, right? So I think you're really sweet, right? And you're really coming into like this, just you're very emotional and intuitive with people, right? And so people really do look up to you almost as someone who's just like a sweet leader, right? That they can just trust, and someone that they know that is just gonna be amazing, right? And that's the thing, is people see you as this world card. And so something to do with this path could be that you're helping people, right? And being a queen bee in the sense of a way of helping people feel loved, helping people feel supported, right? They're gonna see you in this world energy and be like, I want to be like that. So it's like some of you could want to be like a life coach or something like that, right? But I am getting that you sharing your like happiness is something that is really gonna speak to people. So yeah, that is, yeah, just something I'm definitely getting. That solar plexus energy is pretty strong. So. And then we have Ava. So this is kind of about balancing being in grace, but also having, you know, the passion to stand up for what you believe in. And I think you do, right? Because you do, there's a lot of passion in Wands energy here. So you're in a really good balance right now of having this Wands energy. I go after what I believe in, but I'm also sweet as honey, right? Like we also have like 1-1 here, right? So like really in balance, right? So just have this balance of being like an octopus and like a kind of Victorian like woman, right? And it's an interesting image, but that's kind of always what I get. And there's always going to be like a snake or someone who's going to, your ego basically, who's going to try to break you out of this balance of having both, and you just continue to work with it, right? So yeah, that's what I'm getting for your messages. Let's get some charms to kind of just pull in some last messages from Spirit. All right, Spirit, what last messages do you have for group number 4? Awesome. Okay. We have an angel. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, again, your guides, right? They're here to support you. They're here to help you. So allow them to come in and help, okay? You're not allowing them to come in and help enough. And they want to, oh, there's another one. Yeah, they want to really help you, okay? And that did come through a couple times, right? Your spirit guides definitely want to connect with you. So allow them to come in more, because again, you're divinely guided, you're divinely protected, but utilize them more as a partnership, okay? We also have the owl, so divine wisdom, divine inner wisdom, right? As you're coming through, again, we talked about that, like with the King of Cups, really being empowered and really being, your intuition is really strong. And so that's the thing, is you're unlocking more of your soul's wisdom, and it's going to start appearing to you. And I also get that with the turtle too. And you're really in touch with your emotions, right? You have a lot of emotional intelligence. And again, like you really speak to people through like your nurturing and kind of sweet nature about you. And so that is a huge strength of yours, okay? We also have the key. So it's funny because I'm actually getting with this, you're the key to healing a lot of people. And that may, you know, be like, what? But it's, this kind of just sweet nature about your energy that you possess is very enticing to people, and it helps people feel healed, helps them feel happy. There's just something really unique about your energy that really draws people in. And so it's the key to a lot of things, because it makes people feel inspired to go be on their own dreamer journey, right? You just inspire a lot of people, and it's a key to a lot of people's journey by being inspired by someone who's just so sweet. It makes them feel just uplifted. That's really what I'm getting, which is amazing. And then we have a cat. Yeah, so kind of like that kind of feminine energy, right? Like that divine feminine energy. And that's exactly what it's about, is that, you know, cats are very like respected and very like high priestess energy type of thing, right? And that's definitely what you are, what you're going to be to people, and how people perceive you if you don't, you know, already know this. We have a starfish. So with the starfish and, you know, the turtle, if you haven't traveled to a place where there's water, or you don't live by a place that has water, you're definitely encouraged to spend some time with water, because water is an element that it seems like you're really connected to, as well as earth. So you could be an earth or a water sign, you don't have to be, but Spirit wants you to connect more with the energy of the ocean. So something about really connecting to your intuition helps heal you as well. And maybe it helps because you definitely are probably an empath, right? Or you have a very strong spiritual gift that is like healing, and you understand emotions on a higher level. I really just get that. And so it's going and spending some time near a water source, and not just like a bath, like a lake or a river or like the ocean most, you know, preferably, but whatever you have access to, it's about the intention. Spirit is just wanting you to spend some time with water, okay? And just do what you need to do and what you have available. We also have the elephant, right? Kind of more like a performing elephant. And I think this is just about like, again, you bring that balance of let's go, right? Like you'll get shit done, but kind of with like the circus type of elephant, right? I think it's more kind of about, you have this fun energy about you. You have this childlike, this inner child, this dreamer energy to you that really draws people in. And so it's just it's one of your really big soul gifts, is having kind of this ability, right? So that's pretty amazing. And then we have a peacock. Yeah, kind of similar energy, right? It's, you are really just, people are just really drawn into you because you're really beautiful as a soul, right? Inside and out. And people just, kind of connect to that energy and are just like, what? And just drawn in by your beauty and your bright colors. And that's kind of really what I see. Like that solar plexus is definitely ignited. That yellow energy really stands out. So, wow. This is just really beautiful. So if you don't already know these things about yourself, it's gonna start becoming way more clear over the next 6 months for sure. But overall, this is what's going to be happening over the next 6 months. So definitely let me know what you think of this. Leave me a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video.